everybody, my name is Abigail Yar. Welcome to my new skills project. For my new skills project, I chose the sport of sprint canoeing. Sprint canoeing is a sport where you're in a tiny boat, kneeling, with a single-bladed paddle, propelling yourself through the water as fast as you can. This sport is categorized as an open-looped, continuous skill. What I mean by that is that there is a lot of variability that goes into the sport to where you always have to be receiving feedback and changing what you're doing because of it. You have four main variabilities when it comes to sprint canoe: waves, wind, competitors if you're racing, and your own technique. It is considered a continuous sport because there is no well-defined beginning or end. Some could argue that it starts when you get in the boat, and others when you start paddling. It is also considered a continuous sport because of all the variability and unpredictability that it causes. My goal for this new skill was to be able to start in a beginner's boat and work my way up all the way to a novice boat that was about half the size of the beginner's boat. In this boat, I wanted to be able to steer straight while also paddling consistently without falling out. With this new skill, I decided to work very slowly to make sure I had a good base, as you do with all sports. I would work 1 to 2 days a week with other fellow canoeists, ranging in skills from beginners to people who have gone international. I would work with these people so that they would be able to give me feedback, so that I had my inherent feedback from myself and also had augmented feedback from them. What I would do is I started first off paddling very close to the dock so that my boat was able to bump into the dock to keep me steady and keep me straight. Once I was happy with that, I moved forward to where I was able to go out into the water and paddle there and work on steering straight while also not falling out. Once I was able to go straight and I knew where I was turning left or right, I worked on making sure that I could paddle continuously with semi-good form for a beginner. Once I had all those down, I moved into a better boat, a thinner boat. And this one is about half the size, just like I said. It was named the Canoe. It's actually my favorite boat to paddle. I found that one skill that was easily transferable to the skill canoeing was the balance I had from kayaking in my previous years. The balance you need for kayaking is very similar to the balance you need for canoeing. So I found that my balance increased a lot faster at a faster rate than the average person who starts without any knowledge at all of balance in a boat. When it comes to Fitz and Bernstein's perspective, I sadly did not make it to the third stage of either. When it comes to Fitz's perspective, I started out in what is known as the cognitive stage. It means that I was really much in my head and trying to think about what I was doing. When I was out on the water, I was thinking internally and trying to figure out what was going wrong, what was going right, if I was stable, trying not to fall onto my boat. And as I got more comfortable, I was able to go into the second stage, which is fixation. Fixation is a really good word for it, honestly, because I found that I was absolutely obsessed with trying to figure out how to do this sport. It was also the time where I was able to think less internally and turn my thinking externally to what I was doing and finding the outcome instead of how to produce that outcome, and being able to receive feedback from others while on the boat without being too scared. When it comes to Bernstein's perspective, for this first stage one, when I first started, when I pushed off the dock for the very first time, I absolutely froze up. I removed all degrees of freedom of my body, or how much my body could move. But as I relaxed, I was able to start testing the waters, quite literally. What I was able to do is start learning how my body worked and moved into stage 2, which is where I start releasing small degrees of freedom so that I'm able to move and learn. A couple of examples of how I did this is finding out that I could use my lats to pull back on the blade through the water to forcefully propel the boat forward. Another way is learning to keep my torso turned right before I would enter the blade into the water so that I was able to get a farther reach. And third of all, making sure to relax my shoulders so that I didn't hurt my neck all the time. Unfortunately, I was not able to get to stage 3 of either, but I'm hoping that as I continue to learn this skill outside of this project that I am able to. In the end, I succeeded. I was able to get into the novice boat as I was hoping. You can see it here on the screen. I was very happy with this project. It was one of my favorites I've ever done. honestly, probably my favorite one I've done in this entire time I've been a college student. I got to make new friends, I got to learn a new sport, and I got to learn how to help other people in a better way by knowing how their brains work. This boat that I'm showing you right here is actually half the size of the beginner's boat, and I was very proud to get in it. I hope that as I go forward with my future, I am able to apply the skills I've learned in this course, but also I am able to find the third stage so that I may be autonomous and be able to exploit different types of hydrodynamics that come with this sport, so that I become a better person, a better athlete, and become maybe good at the sport and race. Overall, thank you so much for watching my project. It was a blast, and have a great day.